and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Lordnod on the side of the International 3, a beautiful event organized by Valve, and with us, the big kahuna. All of you guys who played Dota 2, this guy is Erik Johnson. This is the big guy. All of you go down, bow. One more time, bow. Okay? Say you love Erik, because this is the guy who brings to us the entire Dota experience. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Tell us honestly, what do you do? What's Dota and what are you doing in Dota?
Well, it's interesting because, I end up being the person that, talks to a bunch of people like you and goes on camera, but the Valve team and the Dota team, it's a huge number of incredibly talented people that both build the game and put on this event. So while I end up being the conduit for that, taking credit for the whole game is definitely not something that's fair. I just happen to be the person that does this.
Hard. He's the humble guy. You're so cool. Thanks so much. I think credit for the entire teams that put us here and you here and entire gaming community in India who go ahead and play Dota. I think it's hats off to you guys, man. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
So you kind of the echelon where everyone comes through us and goes and talks about Dota. Tell us what's happening in Dota. What's the big things this year?
Well, we finally kind of released the game formally to everybody, so at this point, anyone can come in and try the game out and see if they have fun playing it. We got a lot of users in the last 3 or 4 weeks. China's definitely starting to really adapt to the game, and so we're really happy about that. This event, the International, is our favorite time of the year. We love putting the event. We love all the players. We love meeting all the fans and kind of putting on a show for this game that we love building and playing so much.
Yeah, and you've got fans all over. If you look at the heat maps that are there, they're just blowing out of proportion. But one little conspicuous absence there, I'm sorry I'm asking this, is Korea. Tell us about Korea and how that, and India, by the way. We love, we have these little spots, but we want to go ahead and make that bigger. So Korea, India.
Well, in Korea, we're working with a partner that we've worked on really successfully in the past, in Nexon. And they're going through and going to be launching very soon in the same way as the rest of the world. They're running a number of tournaments, the Dota Starter League, with they put in a lot of prize money, I think $1.7 million. And so we're hoping that the Korean audience, is excited about Dota. It's something we just have to wait and see how it turns out. India, we're honestly less familiar with, and it's a part of the world that we need to do some work to make sure that we're doing a good job of supporting users in India, whether it's the way the game's localized, to payment methods, to internet connectivity. It's just one of the spots, and many spots in the world that we need to get smarter about.
Nice. He loves India. I can feel it. You like it, right? You like us little Indians.
Well, I like anyone that plays Dota.
Oh, so we have 4 million. We'll go ahead and there's a lot of us who love Dota. So now tell us this. Dota is this game which started off as a mod, and then eventually you took the license over, and it's become bigger and bigger and bigger. What's the future of Dota? As in, now we've seen such phenomenal movie quality, entertainment quality, experience quality production. So where is Dota moving forward?
It's interesting. The way that we, especially with multiplayer games, we take so much of our cues for what to do from the community, and we kind of look at it like a service. They're incredibly smart and very clear at communicating what they want us to do. And so for us, building a really long-term plan has less utility than being very cognizant of what our users want us to do, and then kind of building that in the best possible way. They're great at identifying problems about things we're doing poorly. We're probably pretty well suited to figure out what the right solution is to those. So a lot of it is this very iterative process of constantly moving the game forward. There's parts of the world like India that we need to do our homework and kind of understand what the challenges are for those territories. And so over the next year, that'll be one of the big focuses, is finding those parts of the world where playing Dota is difficult and solving the problems.
There you go. It's something which is going to be moving forward and something they're going to be figuring out. But we've seen some things phenomenal, right? We've got this beautiful stage back here where you've got every one of those characters that we've all grown to love, Bruno, Too Good, everyone who are out there. You've got a great hostess from Fox in terms of Casey, who's coming on board. Tell me about bringing Dota away from what I call the playing room to the main room.
Well, we feel like this is all commiserate with how you should treat the people that are playing the game at the professional level and the fans that want to consume that. I can't really speak for the past because this is the first event that we've ever really gotten involved with, but when we look at anything, whether it's what products we're going to build or what feature we're going to build, we want to do it right. So to us, this looks like the correct way to do an event like this. We're always looking for what we do right and wrong. Our fans have given us a lot of feedback that they appreciate the professionalism around the event, which gives us a really good sense of what to do next. We know that what we're doing is appreciated and it's working and people like it, so we'll just kind of keep going down this path.
I think so. The path is a good path. Again, a question around, your first one was in Cologne, TI1. Then 2 of them have been here. Is there a traveling plan for this, or are you here to stay in Seattle?
At this point, it's going to be hard to not be in Seattle because almost everyone you see, from who's running our merchandise booth to who's working backstage on streams to kind of on and on, that's all people that build games at Valve. We don't hire an outside crew, and all of these, this tournament in a lot of ways is a fun time for everybody that works at Valve because we get to be such big fans of each other. Because nobody knows all the...
You want to work at Valve. I can hear every one of those people going and saying, you want to work at Valve.
Well, there's so many details. Even me, I walk in and see all these little things that people have gone and spent their time building, and it's just, you get to take some of the things you learn from product and game design and apply it to a live event, and people do a great job. So it'd be hard for us to kind of not have our office 20 minutes away and our homes and beds to sleep in at the end of a 16-hour day.
I hear you. We absolutely hear you. I think it's a labor of love. I think this is what, the big annual Valve party, as you might say. This is your big party where everyone gets to see and meet the people who actually make this game such a phenomenal game. Talking about making this game a phenomenal game, we've loved the workshop and what you've been doing with it. It's about the community, it's about lots of people building stuff for it, selling, and actually making a lot of money off it, which is there. It's now a career for a lot of people. I was talking to a couple of people. We were just huge lines to go ahead and get Anna, her signatures, which is there. So, and guys, if you've not seen that, you have to go see that link below. You ever heard of a movie called Pacific Rim? Ever heard of someone who might have worked for it? Portal, maybe. So tell us about this entire engagement with great voice actors, great designers in the workshop.
Well, yeah, on the voice acting front, Dota has so many characters, and we have so many just amazing voice actors that we've worked with. Going back to Half-Life 1, that we're huge fans of them as actors and talent. And Dota was this great canvas, with 100+ heroes that all needed this really unique voice. And so I know the writers that have written the lines and who work with them, it's kind of the dream job for voice acting and casting. The workshop is a really important part of the strategy of both Team Fortress and now Dota2, where you have people in the community that are creating so much value for everyone else. The workshop gives them a way to connect directly with those customers. And so we think that the things that, say, Anuxi's doing or some of the other contributors are incredibly valuable, and we're happy that we've started to stitch together, the work that they're doing directly to users. We think professional players are next. They're the ones that we need to figure out how they interact within the workshop.
So that's actually a great segue to my next question. I've been talking to some of the teams here, and they love what Valve does for them. Like everything from penance to licensing agreements to actually getting them revenues every time something is sold off their store. Tell us how, I think you're the first company which actually went and said, hey, you're a pro team, you're playing my game, it's time I start going and working with you.
Well, yeah, we think that they're critically important to this product and to the fans of the game. And so, we'd be doing a bad job if we're not making it so that it's a good decision on both entertainment-wise and also financially. And that's a problem that we're really going to attack in the coming year.
Nice. So, guys, if you've not seen that, all the pennants that you buy, all the little things that you buy, some of the proceeds actually go back to the team, and you are supporting the team playing esports. There is not a lot of money in esports, despite what everyone tells us. But coming to the money part, and I know this is a tricky question, but there's a lot of people have been asking, do you do it for one of three reasons? Do you do it for the love of the game? Do you do it for the fame? Or do you do it for the money? And everyone tells me there is no money in the game. But you're giving a huge prize money away, which is there. So how does that dichotomy sit with you?
Well, this tournament has a large prize pool, and 8 of the teams are going to go home with something, and in the top 3 they're going to have a significant amount of money. But this isn't the solution to how professional players have some stability in their lives. This is what is the best team in the world? That's what we're trying to get to the answer of this tournament. We think throughout the year there has to be ways for professional players to interact with their individual fan bases and they need to build content, and not necessarily 3D models or sounds. They need a way for fans to express in their game who their favorite team is or who their favorite player is. And so we think that there's a lot of things we can do to kind of link those things together.
Probably ending the conversation with maybe one of 2 last questions. The merchandise store, something that my friend Arsenio goes and does really well. And he looks. Did you choose him for that role because he looks like the merchant with this little hat? And guys, if you've not looked at that, there's a picture down below. There's a link. Arsenio, the guy who looks at merchandise, literally looks like the storekeeper, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's really gotten into it.
Yeah, he has. So tell us about that store. Tell us how that manifestation and where that is growing.
Well, we kind of had this idea at last year's event, let's sell some merchandise, see if people would want it. We had no expectations over how popular it would be one way or the other, and it was incredibly popular. We sold out of everything. So like every little detail at this event, the things that work, we're just going to do more of. People seem to really be enjoying the merchandise. We try to get really good stuff, that's...
You're sold out. I checked. Guys, they're sold out. 2 days into it, 70% of your stock was sold out.
But the merchandise tent, for us, it's not. We aren't driving towards some revenue target. It's just like everything else. Fans actually want us to make cool stuff they can wear around Seattle or their hometowns and kind of affiliate themselves with this game. So,
again, one of the tough questions. I met a fan here who was from Singapore, and I think he blew about $12,000 on the shop, and everyone was like, $12,000, and that's a lot of money. Do you feel sometimes responsible that this might become an addiction in some stages, and where we're trying to go ahead and bring this game into mainstream, and there's all those naysayers, video game will fry your brain, and is there a balance somewhere?
Well, I think with any sport there's people at all income levels. If you look at the auction price of a home run ball where Barry Bonds hit his 72nd home run, that was in the millions of dollars. So I think there's people at all levels that have the ability to spend a lot of money on merchandise for the game they love, and that's
fine as far as that works. Yeah, good. So one of the last, I think we'll end this entire beautiful conversation, wonderful conversation, by going and saying, you're now moving the game into real life, and you're releasing a movie today called Free to Play. Tell us about that movie.
Well, we're going to do an advanced screening for the audience here. The film was actually, kind of a last-second thought when we did the first tournament, where we had a couple of people that came from the film industry and were really interested in documentaries. We were leaving for Cologne and said, hey, why don't you guys come along and just film some of the players? We should get footage of this event because it's kind of cool. And after the first night of footage, they knew that, whether it was luck or just the type of people that play this game professionally, they had some amazing stories, and we're kind of blown away by how interesting and compelling some of these players were. So they've been working on that for a couple of years now, and they're both excited and very nervous to show it to everybody here this evening. So we hope everybody likes it.
And with that, I'm going to go with that crossed fingers. I hear the game is about to go finish. And say thank you to Erik.
Thank you.
We love being part of this Dota experience, and I think we're here for the ride, and India's going to support you all the way.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. This is Lordnod signing off.